To demonstrate further, I'll adjust my layout somewhat. The rectangle was positioned rather incorrectly. In fact, it was very much wrong in relation to its position with the text. But in fact, I don't need to adjust it manually by using the mouse, or positioning my text to the object in such a way. There are functions that will help me position objects together. To do this, I must in any case mark both objects. To do this, I will mark them with the elastic band. I'll click here in an empty area, keep the left mouse button held, and envelope both objects. Now both objects are marked. And now I can see some extra functions here for positioning my objects. For example, if I click here, I align the objects to the left. So this is the align to left function. This is interesting, but it's not exactly what I want to do. And so I will click once more here, but this time I will hold the left mouse button and I can now see align to right. This does the same thing as align to left, but obviously it aligns the objects to the right hand side. We also have align to top. This could be more interesting. Align to bottom. And also center vertically. And center horizontally. This means that the frames are both centered vertically and horizontally if desired. And this is what I want. The objects are horizontally centered. We mustn't confuse this aligning function with this function here. Here, I also have center vertically. And if I select this, then all objects will be vertically centered within the monitor. So this is something rather different, in that it relates to the positioning on the monitor. Here, align relates to the positioning of objects to each other. I'd like to change things temporarily. I'll remove my text from here, and the style has been saved. I'll also remove the graphic object. And now I will create a new graphic object. I'll create a rectangle with rounded corners. Now I don't like this design at all, although it's not really important, but I'll change it anyway so that it is at least more visible. Perhaps a little bit brighter. I can ignore this warning, and we are basically just looking at the functions of the titler. Now I will make a contour around it. I'd like to keep it like this. And now, to show you how we can adjust the layout of multiple objects, I will copy this object. We can do this using Edit, Copy and Paste. Now I have another copy. I'll add a third one and a fourth object. And of course, we have many possibilities for adjusting the layout of these objects. I'd like to show this now, and so I'll mark all of them. And now, of course, I have the options that we have seen previously. For example, this one, center horizontally. Then they are all centered horizontally and placed below each other. Or center vertically. Then the objects are placed besides each other. And then, of course, the other options that we have learnt previously. A new button has appeared, however, this one here. With this, when I have selected more than two objects, I can call up a few interesting layout options. I'll click on it. For the minute, the function is align at top and bottom. By clicking it, we can see that the objects are spaced out evenly in the vertical plane. Now, I'll go back here and click with my left mouse button, and I have the same thing again, but for the horizontal alignment. Now, the objects are positioned evenly in the horizontal plane, so the distance between the objects is equidistant. And this is something that can be used regularly. I'll remove one object, select the remaining three, and now I can, for example, use the align at right and left to bring them to an even horizontal spread. Then I will also use align at top, and so they are positioned beside each other and are horizontally spread out evenly. In doing so, I have created graphic objects that are evenly laid out. I'll move them to the right of my screen on purpose, and I might wish to put this arrangement of graphics back into the middle. I'll select them again, and now I have to use this function, the center horizontally function. And in doing so, the spread of the three graphic objects is centered horizontally in the monitor. So that's just a small tip concerning the other functions that deal with the layout not of the objects to each other, but of the objects to the monitor.